Good morning. It is Wednesday, 7:30. Been up since 6:15. Second coffee. Had a couple of 3 coffees. That's just a tip of the hat to the Carp catcher. He's a bit of an inspiration of mine. I love his videos. So no action in the night. Woke up this morning, slight drizzle, expecting rain, unfortunately heavy for most of the day. Seen 1 fish show whilst I've been up, around about where the middle rod is. Not much more to add really. In terms of the plan, obviously be reeling in for breakfast in an hour or so. Come back, have just a rethink. Got 72 hours left of the session, so 3 days, so a substantial amount of time to try and get something on the bank. Probably have a lead about when I get back. In terms of the the right and the middle rod, which are kind of there and there, might try and get them out a bit further, get clipped up, try and find some clay spots, and just see what happens. Might put some bottom bait rigs on, might go PVA bag, set a little trap, just try and cover as many areas as we can, so that you know, we don't go home regretting that we've not done something. That's the plan anyway. Not had any activity in the night in other swims, so assuming that nothing's been out, catch up with people at breakfast. I'm obviously a bit disappointed that we've not landed anything. We've lost 4 fish, 2 of which came in the first 4 hours. Trying not to be despondent, far from it. As I say, 72 hours left. We can still make this session really productive. Just got to fish hard, have productive time on the bank, not just sit back, you know, on the back of 3 rods. That's not my style. Try different things. Don't want to, you know, go too far away from my baited areas, otherwise they're just going to, you know, follow up on my spots and just clean up the bait and laugh at me. So I don't really want to do that. Learned so much already on this trip, particularly about the weed and combating it, what rigs work best. No good coming here with heavy leads, you don't need them. Really surprised, I've not seen anyone spod. I don't mean spod particle, because you can't use particle, it's a boiling only venue, but everyone is using boats. You go into the tea room where the sort of restaurant and shower block is, and they've got a bank of plugs, which is great, UK plugs, so charging your phones up and, you know, laptops, it's great. There's plenty of plugs, and all you can see is either bait boats or bait boat batteries. Everyone's got bait boats, so that's something to bear in mind for the future. Certainly really efficient way of getting your rigs where you want them to go, and without the noise of a spod or a spawn. Been quite accurate with the spod. Using a finger stall really helps. Got one of the Corda ones. so that helps, just sort of takes the pressure off your finger that's trapping the braid when you cast. But keep going. You know, big experience carp fishing in France for the first time. Just have to keep doing our best, keep working hard. Still got some moisture coming off the water. You can just see there, kind of misty cloud. As you can see, there's no real wind, it's quite still. So quite easy to spot anything that shows itself. Good evening, no video today, we've had a bit of a day off. 2 runs, non-banked, not particularly good hook holes. Came off early on, as soon as I lifted. Since then we've changed to size 4 hooks. 2 Johnny Macs, 1 stiff hinge. We've had to batten down the day shelter because the wind direction's changed. And it's more kind of coming into our peg. There's been a few fish out. Charlie's had one. He had a 30, 39. Good fish. A couple of the lads from East London have had a couple. Big Tyrone. He's had a big one. I think it was a 56. So there's a few people with smiles on their faces. We're really, you know, a bit despondent really. Still trying to be positive. Session's really running out. Shit weather conditions, gotta be honest, sorry for the language. It's just not really what we expected. Thankfully we've bought, you know, a carload of gear, fully waterproofed up. I'm sat here in Gore-Tex over trousers. I've got crag hopper, walking pants, I've got my Muckmaster boots, I've got a t-shirt, a hoodie, a fleece. It's ridiculous, it really is. Who'd have thought it? Carp fishing in France in July. 3 days of torrential rain. Anyway, that's what's in front of us. Those are the cards we've been dealt, and it's our job to get on with it. No good moaning. No good moaning about, you know, the fishing not being, you know, the lakes being not switched on. They are. People are having fish. We've had runs. We've just got to bank a couple. Bank one. Confidence levels go up. Simple as that. It's like anything. Just got to stay positive. Walking round to dinner earlier, and we're chatting to one guy who was just proper head in his hands. It's crap, it's this, it's that, it's the other. You know, lakes are fishing badly. I don't believe in that, you know. You've got to work hard, you've got to keep going, keep positive. Yeah, we're a little bit despondent, as anybody would be, having 6 runs, not putting any of them on the bank. But no one said it'd be easy. Conditions are certainly a challenge, but that's what's been put in front of us, as I say. Got to react. We have reacted. Been doing getting the distances right by wrapping around the distance sticks in the pissing down rain. That's what you need to do. You need to be prepared to do that. Otherwise, stay at home. So, mug of tea, that just about sums it up. Not having a nice bottle of red, bankside, having a cup of tea, desperately trying to keep warm. Anyway, it's 9:15. As you can see, the weather has let up a little bit. Not much really. I am clutching at straws. No action, no bleeps, no nothing. Can't imagine the carp are impressed with the weather, much like we are really. Don't think they're in the mood for feeding too much. Probably stay up a little later tonight, so might be vlogging into the night if we stay up, if we've got sufficient light. I'll be back soon. Well, we've had this £27 beauty. Look at that. The shoulders on it. Beautiful. Right. That's off a Cretelakes pineapple pop-up. 80 yards on the gravel. This is the best bit. Putting them back. Make sure the fins are flat. Support the weight.
Hang on, let me just come round.
There it goes.
Off for a little sulk, probably.
Buzzing. Well, at last, as you saw from the earlier video, £27 on the bank, chuffed to bits. Change of approach this morning. I didn't go for breakfast. Em went, obviously she had a full English, and brought me back a bacon and sausage roll. So I took advantage and used the time to spod the 3 spots. As I say, 3 gravel spots. Right hand rod, I'd say, well, it's 11 wraps straight in front. Middle rod, 21 wraps, which is about 84 yard towards peg 25, and the left hand rod, 20 wraps towards the tree line. Used the time wisely. I got 6. I put 6 spoonfuls of crumbed cell on each, and then the rigs, changed the hooks, sticking with size 4s. We've put all the hook baits. We've put these on. I don't know if you can see. These are Cretelakes high vis pineapple pop-ups. These are in the shop on the site, and they really caught my eye because they're a washed out yellow as opposed to the high vis yellow that you see, like the mainline pineapple juice, which I really like. I think it's a good winter bait, but I just like the fact that these were a little bit washed out, not as in your face. So all three rods are on these. 2 Johnny Macs, 1 stiff hinge. The right hand rod, which, as I say, is the closest to us, that's 11 wraps. We've had a bit of mither with coots. It mustn't be very deep there. I've not bothered measuring the depth because I don't really care how deep it is in any of the spots that we're fishing. But it must be quite shallow. So we've abandoned that spot and we've put the right and the middle rod, 21 wraps, towards that far peg, which I'll show you. So towards, kind of in line with this tree here, 80 yards, there's a really nice clean gravel spot. So it's there. I think they've really reacted well to these pop-ups. Most people seem to be fishing cell bottom baits. I just like the idea of fishing a little bit off the surface, off the surface, a little bit off the bottom. Now the stiff hinge, which obviously has got the chod section, because I'm using the cord of crimps, which I think is a great asset, I can make a very, very short chod section. And obviously with the multi-rig, the Johnny Mac, the sort of the amount that you're fishing off the bottom is determined by the size of your loop, which you're in full control of. So again, you can be fishing as close to the bottom as you want. So I'm fishing about 1.5 inches off the bottom, really quite small. We've tested both rigs in the margin with these pop-ups, and they really are working well. Really buoyant. Got a BB shot with some dark matter putty wrapped around it just to pin it down, and it looks really good. So that's it. We're not going to use the lead. We found our spots, you know. We're going to stick to them, and that's going to be our sort of tactic. Just put some more bait out later on in the day and just fish these two spots. As I say, 2 rods on the right, 1 rod on the left. It's 2 o'clock. No more fish as of yet. Seen quite a few topping over our right on spot. I did think about 45 minutes ago that certainly one of the 3 of us fishing in this area would have something. It's not happened yet. The wind's picked up a wee bit. It's coming more into us, which is what it was doing yesterday when it got a bit rough with rain. So I'm half expecting to see rain in the next half hour or so. When the wind's coming towards us, the temperature drops a wee bit. Kind of colder wind. Going to reel in about 3 o'clock. Put fresh hooks on. Fresh hook baits. I'll clip the rods up to the right distances, so that when we come back after going for a shower and evening meal, everything's ready to go. I'm also going to put a few spods out, crump some boilies up again, just to sell. Get those out, probably 3, maybe 4 max over each rod. Put plenty out there this morning, so just top it up a little bit. Not go over the top of it though. Got a couple of the old Rosy Lee. Can't be drinking bottles of beer when it's cold like this. Big believer in warming yourself up from the inside out. Something my old fella used to tell me. Good advice. It's 7:30, back from dinner. Meat pie, chips and peas, followed by chocolate gâteau for those who wanted it. I didn't. I was too full up after the main course. Cheeky beer. All 3 rods back out. Over the 3 usual spots. So 11 wraps out on the right, 21 on the middle, 20 on the left. 1 or 2 fish in the area. Good to see. Fingers crossed. Ducks are driving me insane. Really are driving me insane at the minute. Won't leave me alone. Might have to give him some bread. Get him off my case. terms of kit, bought a new head torch for this trip. LED lenser, 7 series. Really smart. It's got a really kind of neat pivot here, so it really does kind of light where you're walking, as well as it being kind of the traditional straight out in front of you. Also, it's got this kind of focus dial here where you can focus in and out, and it moves from being a big sort of lights up a big area to being a very specific beam. It's batteries, and there's also a rechargeable pack that I've got for it, which has just got a USB port on it, so I just charge it via USB or obviously plug socket. Really impressed. It's not one of the ones with the battery pack on the back, which a mate of mine's got, which is like mega powerful. I think this is about 220 lumens. Really smart, really smart. Like it a lot. Not really had to kind of much call to use it on this trip, but when we've tested it in the dark, it's really powerful. Also got this kind of carabiner thing here. Not really sure what that's for. I'm sure somebody at LED Lenser would be able to tell us. It's also got the it's got a full beam, half beam, turn it down, and then flashing. And then it's got the red light, as you can see there, which is useful for getting sunlight without the mozzies. So there you go. LED Lenser, 7 series. Cost about 65 quid. Yeah, chuffed to bits with it. Nice quality this. So this is Charlie on the other side. You can see his head torch on the right, sending out his bait boat with its full headlights on. Look at this.
I feel it needs some Star Trek music.
Well, it's 10:30 at night. Sat out. Full night vision regalia on. There's Em. Sporting the old red lighted head torch. Mine's off. We've got a head torch mounted on the actual tripod, so it's working well. No more fish. Bit of a shame. On the other side of the lake, they've had a few between them. Just have to keep going, won't we? Penultimate night. Still a long time to go. You know, 36 hours, including 2 nights. A lot could happen. Be positive.